You remember, don't front. That feeling, right? First day of school, like that night before, that excitement that you had. You like got that car for the first time, even if it was a piece of shit. That relationship with that girl that you really, really liked, and it was like that puppy love, that first time that you guys told each other that you love each other. First, basically equate into the passion that you had, the excitement that you had around something. And honestly, those types of feelings, they can never be replaced, right? Like, you're always going to remember that first time that you did something, right? The first time that you were so excited about waking up the next day, right? We all would iron our clothes the night before, get our sneakers ready, sit it on the bed, like, I'm about to, I'm gonna be killing them tomorrow, right? We all know what that feeling is like. And what I want to talk to you guys today about is being able to have that feeling every single day, but you have to find something that excites you, right? And that doesn't have to be anything revolved around maybe what your current job is, right? Maybe you're doing something right now that you're really, really good at and you're efficient at it and it kind of comes natural to you. It's easy, whether you went to school for it or you went to a trade school, whether it was just something you were naturally gifted at. Maybe you started right out of high school or college. But at the end of the day, we're going to talk about today what it takes for you to find and maintain that passion and keep it inside of you. Because a lot of times, what we fail to remember about like the opportunities that we were given, right, is all of those firsts at the end all kind of wore off, right? That car didn't drive the same 2 years after, especially like I know the first car that I had was 15 years old by the time I got it. So the first inclination, right, was to be excited about having a car in the first place, right? I'm going to drive my friends around. I can take this girl out on a date. I can just do whatever I want. I can leave when I want. And you find dumbass reasons just to drive around, right? I'm going to go grab something to eat. I'm going to drive down the street and go to the grocery store. I'm going to all the things that you never had that opportunity to do. Well, if you can put yourself in a position, in a mindset where you find that in a product, a service, maybe you're great with fashion, maybe you're great with your hands, like maybe you're a great mechanic, and you can find that passion, that thing that like keeps you up at night, right? Like, I can't wait for the next day. Right now, you might not have it. You might not have it inside of you right now, but deep down, it's still there, right? The passion that you had, the excitement that you had, maybe it was around music, maybe it was around school, maybe it was around running your own business, maybe it was around starting your own YouTube channel. Like, those passions are always still deep down inside of us. And every so often what usually happens is we're usually like, yeah, I'm good at that, but, right? And the but, that's the killer, right? I got kids, I got a mortgage, I got a house, I got things that I have to support. And honestly, even for myself, before I started this YouTube channel, like you kind of put it off. You're like, you know what? I really want to get into that. And sometimes it's not even really for the money, right? It's not even really for the fact that you feel like you're going to be the biggest ever, or you're going to be on Shark Tank with your business idea, or that you're going to be like take over the world. A lot of times it's just the fact that you put yourself in a position to even try it. And a lot of us are afraid of failure, right? You're afraid to fall flat on your face. What if it doesn't work out? Well, what if you turn 65 years old, 70 years old, and you say to yourself, damn, I wish I would have tried, right? And then that's usually when like people tell their kids or their grandkids, like, don't ever let anyone tell you that you can't. Because when we're younger, we're always told that we can be whatever we want. We can do whatever we want to do. We can be as successful as we want to be. We can be the millionaire. We can be the individual that takes our life to the next level and move your mama out of the old house she was living in, or to be able to do great things and drive in the car that you always saw in the music videos. Like, you still have that ability. You're not too old. You're not too young to reach for that success. But deep down, you have to want it bad enough, right? And how do you want it bad enough? Well, first you have to come up with a plan, right? You have to come up with a plan. And then the second thing you have to do is you have to research it, right? You have to put in the groundwork, right? You got to crawl before you walk. You have to start researching it. You have to start Googling it. You have to start watching YouTube clips on it. You have to talk to individuals maybe that are already in the industry, right? But you have to be passionate, just as passionate about the process of learning it as you are about the actual product or the service or the music career, whatever it is that you're passionate about. But you have to be able to believe in your ability to know what you're doing before you get there, because the reality is when you start it, you're going to make a ton of mistakes. You're going to mess up, but that's how we get better, right? When you fall flat on your face, you get back up, you dust yourself off. You say, at the end of the day, I know I can do this, right? But it takes character. It takes discipline. And most importantly, it takes dedication. You have to be able to say, if I'm going to do it, like, don't do it half-ass. If you're going to half-ass it, don't even try it in the first place. But if you're going to do it the right way, if you're going to invest the time, and that may be after your 9-to-5 job. It may be after, coming home and working a long day. Maybe you had an 8, 10, 12-hour shift. That's when you're going to have to, that's when, those long hours, those sleepless nights, if you got kids or that's when throughout the process, that's what makes it better, right? Because you realize I'm making even more of a sacrifice to do this while I'm on my grind at my regular 9-to-5. And that's, to try to run a side business, or to try to, go into the studio if you're into music, or to try to research things on if you want to run a business on cut hair, or you're great at math and you want to be a teacher, like whatever it is you want to do, believe me, you have the capacity and the ability. The one thing that you're lacking right now is the passion behind your passion, right? Right? We always talk about that you can have an idea, right? You can have a passion, something that you're really excited about. And a lot of times you may not have passion about pursuing it. And that's okay. Because for every person that's sleeping right now, for every person that's not making a YouTube video, for every person that is not putting in the work, or every person that is in the field that you're in, but you're sitting up, there's someone working harder than you right now. Of all the people that are on the planet, there's someone putting in that work right now. There's someone that's starting when they're 34, like I am, with a different kind of business than I ran in the past. There's someone that is 22 or 18 or 17. I mean, I just watched a video with a kid that was like 15 years old, and he's reviewing his life and doing vlogs. And there was a kid, I believe, on a recent news thing that made $1 million last year reviewing toys. You're never too young or too old to get started, but you got to put in the work right now. And how bad you want it will really depend on whether or not you actually continue to do it in the future. It's always weird to me, how people start something and then over the course of time, right? It's just like that car. It's just that puppy love relationship. It usually wears off, right? It usually gets to the point where you say to yourself, it's just not what it used to be. Well, if it's just not what it used to be in the current career that you're living in right now, the current career that you're working in, I should say right now, that you're putting in the type of work, but you're really not getting anything out of it. And I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about enjoyment. I'm talking about excitement. I'm talking about knowing that when I go back in here on Monday, or when I go back in here on Friday, I'm going to grind just as hard as I did the day before, because that's what it takes to be successful. Like the video, comment down below. And at the end of the day, put in the grind. And I'm going to continue to put in the grind and put out these videos and try to give you guys daily motivation, because we all need it, including myself. So let's get it. And I'll see you guys next time.